Preparation is the key to success. I'm sure that you have heard this phrase before. In this video now, I'm gonna share with you 5 important steps that I follow every time to prepare for my trips. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. Some people will say that if you prepare or if you know everything in advance, there is no adventure anymore. Fair enough, but for those of you who really believe in this, I can only say that I wish you good luck on all of your future adventures. It took me many years to realize one very simple thing. Everything I do before the trip actually helps me during the trip one way or another. And because of that, there is no person in the world that can convince me the opposite. I talked a lot about the importance of a good plan before the trip on this channel, and I'm not going to do it again. And actually you don't have to be like me. Do whatever is good for you and just enjoy your rides. So if you're one of those people who prefer to travel without any plans, this video is not for you. On the other hand, if you like to have the best experience on your trips, keep watching and I promise that you will never regret. So let's finally begin. Number 1. What will be the motorcycle? The first thing that I do after I pick the destination is to decide with what motorcycle I'm going to ride there. This might sound pretty obvious to you because you have your bike and you plan to travel with it, and it will be if you travel around your neighboring countries or even on your continent. But when you need to go to the faraway destination, the things are a little bit different. To explain what I mean, I have to give you a few examples. The first is from my trip around Australia. I flew over there and the bike was given to me from a great guy named Sasha. Sasha, if you watch this, my friend, thank you very much. This was a great help and I really appreciate it. I wish you all the best. If I needed to go there with my motorcycle, it would have been completely different story. It will take at least 6 months and a lot of money, and you have to keep in mind that if you start here in the summer, when you get there it's going to be winter or the other way around. There are many things to know even before you end there, and it will cost you a lot, as I said. Let me give you another one example. Now on the way back from Magadan, I met an Australian guy who was traveling for the last 6 months from Australia all the way to Europe. He shared many interesting stories and actually we laugh and drink a lot, but what surprised me was the price of the trip. For 6 months, around 30,000 kilometers, he spent more than $45,000. My trip around Australia cost me 3,000 euros, maybe a little bit more. Yes, the motorcycle was given to me, but still the difference is huge. Even if I need to rent a motorcycle, it wouldn't be that much. Okay, fair enough. It was only Australia and he saw the whole Europe and all the way to Europe, but still a lot of money. After that, I repeated the same with New Zealand. Thanks to Jan, thank you very much my friend, spent another 2,000 euros and became 5,000 euros altogether. The same I did with Pakistan, India, Nepal and Bangladesh. The bikes were given to me there, so I did more than 20,000 kilometers for about 3,000 euros. I can include my trip to Central Asia, which cost me 3,000 euros, the trip around Europe in 2022, 5,000 euros, and even the trip to Magadan last year, 5,000 euros, that I did with my motorcycle. I will not even reach half of the cost that Steve had. I was able to see half of the world and spend much less than Steve because I decided that on some of the destinations I'm not going to ride my motorcycle, I will ride whatever I can find over there. I hope that now you will understand the importance of number 1, to have the right motorcycle for the right destination. I will agree that it is not the same when you don't ride your motorcycle, the one that you set for your adventures, but I also know that 20,000 euros are 20,000 euros and you can do much more with it. Okay, so number 1 was a bit long, but I cannot explain it faster, but don't worry, the rest will be shorter. Step number 2 is to find the best possible route. The best possible route for me, for my riding style, for my motorcycle, and the things that I would like to include and see on my specific trip. I don't follow trends, I don't copy others. Remember that what is good for one could be a nightmare for another. I will also try to learn as much as possible about the area that I plan to travel. History, religion, areas, food, some simple phrases, anything. All of this will help me once I get there. I plan all of my routes on paper maps. See how many I've got here. What is this? Ireland. So I do everything on paper maps. It's like a basic plan, basic route that I scratch when I'm at home. I plan all the places that I would like to visit, all the towns, all possible points on the road. At the beginning, of course, this is a basic plan. And this plan could be changed many times, and actually it is changed many times after that, based on the recommendations of locals, or if I have some problems on the road, closed borders, different weather conditions or stuff like that, what I have to see, what I cannot see. So it is changed many times while I travel. But I want to have everything in advance, a good route in advance. The next step, number 3, is motorcycle gear and luggage preparation. Alright, if I plan to go with another motorcycle, it will be the gear and the luggage preparation, but whatever is left need to be prepared before the trip. Motorcycle gear and luggage preparation is always based on the route that I'm going to take. It will determine, for example, what kind of tires I need or spare parts, what will be the best gear that will suit for this specific trip, or do I need a tent at all? Because, as I told you many times in my videos, for some trips, you don't need the tent because the hotels are very cheap. On another, you have to use the tent every single day. So when you have your base route made in advance, it will determine what exactly you need. It will also clear some logistic questions or motorcycle maintenance stops that I have to do during the trip. As you can see, each one of these steps is connected with the previous, and they all together helps to complete the trip successfully. Step number 4 is to make contact with local people. No matter how much you know about the country that you plan to visit, or how many years of travel experience you have from before, it will be nothing compared to the local knowledge. The guys or the girls over there will give you some insight, information that you cannot find anywhere online. Believe me, I know this from my personal experience. The relation with locals is very important, and if you do it right, it will open many unexpected doors for you. It will convert your trip from a basic tourism to a real exploration. And if you have the chance to be invited in someone else's house, this will be like another world. You will see so many things, you will learn so much. For one night in this house, talking with locals, you will learn more than to travel alone for a month in the same country. That important it is. This is exactly what I do on each one of my trips. I always try to meet as maximum as possible people because this is priceless. You might not believe me, but you have to try it once and then we can talk again. And the last step, number 5, is to make a backup plan. In stressful or some unexpected situations, nothing works better than a good backup plan made in advance. When you know that you have option B, everything will go smooth without any problems. It will allow you to be relaxed without any stress, any problems, because you know if something goes wrong, you can always take option B. Let me give you a few examples. On my trip to Magadan last year, I did not have my backup plan, which means that if for some reason they not let me cross the border and go into Russia, I have no other options. I have to go back, which means that I've got this free time, I've got everything dedicated to the trip, but if it's not happening, I will stick on the border and I will go back. And this is very, very nervous. And when I was traveling on the way to Russian border, I was somewhere around Poland when the problems with Evgeny Prigozhin happened, when they tried to make this military overtake. So I heard about it because guys from Bulgaria and my family started to call me all the time and said, oh, it's a problem in Russia, military will take control, they will close borders, you have to go back immediately, you wouldn't be able to cross the border. And I said, oh man, now I'm... And then I have no other options. I did not have this plan B, as I said. So it was very stressful time for a couple of days. So I was actually stopping every hour and checking my Telegram channels just to see what is the latest information and will I be able to cross the border. And luckily, all of these problems, everything finished after a few days. And when I read that, oh man, the border is open, no problems at all, Evgeny Prigozhin stopped the overtake and everything, it was like, whew, massive relief to me. Because, as I said, I did not have plan B. The second example that I can give you now is again from my Russian trip. The original plan was to reach Magadan and from there to ship the motorcycle to Vladivostok and from Vladivostok to go back. I also got an idea to fly to Kamchatka and ride with a local company with dirt bikes on the peninsula. But I have a plan B or backup plan. The backup plan was that if something goes wrong or if I cannot make it, I can always ride the same road, Magadan, Yakutsk, and then back to Europe. This was my backup plan. And finally, when I reached Magadan and I realized that it is impossible to go to Kamchatka because the first flight was after 2 weeks, and then it is impossible to send my motorcycle to Vladivostok because I need to wait 20 days, I did not worry at all because I have my backup plan. I just started the motorcycle and went back home. This is the situation. This is the relaxable situation that you need to stick in your mind when you know that you have second option or plan B. Everything is just not a problem at all. And now, before I go, I would like to share some important information with you guys. For this year, I plan 2 trips. The first is going to be short to Tanzania and Kenya in March. I did not decide it on 100% yet, but I will let you know in the next few weeks. The second is going to be long trip and it will be to South America. It will be at the end of December. I will start from Europe at the end of December and I plan to visit as maximum as possible countries from the continent, include Brazil. So as I said, it will be a long journey. So if anyone who is living over there and want to offer help, now is the moment to do it. In the description down below, you will find a link to my email address. Please send me your details and I will try to reply as soon as possible. Any help is appreciated. Help with the maps, logistics, information, route planning, anything. I will need a motorcycle for there, so if anyone is able to help me to borrow bike, buy bike, rent bike or any other options, I am more than happy to hear it. Once again, I am happy to pay for bike, I am happy to rent a bike, I am happy to buy a motorcycle, whatever option is possible. The last option that I've got is to ship my motorcycle from Europe, but it is very expensive and I am not sure that I will do it unless I found a shipping company that we can negotiate a good price. So this is the information that I plan. Regarding to the video, I hope that it will help you at least one person to make the right decisions. Press like or dislike, whatever it deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one. Ciao.